These are songs of the new dawn, also known as Prabhat Samgiita.
Namaskar.
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 Namaskar everyone.
Namaskar.
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 Happy Prabhat Sangeet Day, brothers and sisters.
What is Sangeet? The combined name of dance, song, and instrumental music is Sangeet, sung plus gay plus the. What is sung meticulously, emitting sound in a pleasing sequence in unison with melody, rhythm, and beat is Geet, song. And if it gets associated with dance and instrumental music, it becomes Sangeet. Now, taking human beings into account, as long as they are awake, they will always keep on receiving stimuli through ocular, that is eye, or auricular, that is auditory nerve. Now, these stimuli will be processed by your brain, and what is the impact will depend upon your psychic makeup and societal makeup. Psychic makeup means the nerve structure of individual and how he or she has programmed the brain through past actions. As you sow, so you reap. Societal makeup is the influence of personal and collective environment. Now, society might be progressive or regressive depending on the psychic inclination of majority of people taken into consideration. So we continuously keep bombarding our brains with stimuli, and it's via eyes or ears majorly, vibrating the nerve cells to reach brain. So, continuous skewed, depressive vibrations on these nerves bring certain deformations in these nerves over a period, and needless to say, brain doesn't remain unimpacted. As you think, so you become. Now the question is there a way out? Yes, very much. Sangeeta is the remedy of it, and in fact that is why Sangeet was invented by Sadashiv. The science behind inventing music. Now what music does, it gives your feeling which is occupying your mind an opportunity for expression. In Hindi you may say, bhav ko bhasha pradan karta hai. Now citing an analogy, many of us would have had boils, and if the pus gets trapped in, then you will feel a lot of pain, but when the pus oozes out, there is a feeling of relief. In the same manner, when the mind has very strong urges and feeling inside which is agitating your nerves and mind, and you don't have ways to express out, then you feel very irritated. Just imagine life when you know you have no words or not enough words to express your feelings, or maybe you have words but nobody to speak to. Then how would you feel? It will keep lingering your mind. So you need to vent it out. But ask yourself, is venting out enough? At times you may vent it out, and the person with whom you are venting out, rather than alleviating your pain, gives you 10 more points to keep thinking over it. Societal influence? So rather than venting, channelizing is the remedy. And the best is, you don't need anyone for it. It is an introvert process. So what does channelizing mean? It means expressing it and guiding it to a direction where it loses its intensity and identity. Now how can that happen? It will lose its intensity only when it is drained to something which is expansive. Say if you stir a glass of water with a teaspoon, it will whirl. But the teaspoon cannot create a whirl in an ocean. How to lose identity? Negative will lose its identity only when it is drained to positive. So the feeling should be channelized to something which is expansive and positive. And so the best is to channelize it towards supreme positivity, that is God. By doing so, we are converting our feelings or propensities to bhava. Here it means bhakti bhava, which is expansive and not crude. So any song which doesn't have expansive and positive thought will not serve the very purpose of creating the song. Song having crudity is detrimental to the body and mind. as it reinforces the negative feelings and agitates the mind. Now, can we switch from negativity to positivity so easily through a song? The answer is a definite yes. Basically, song in a way can be called a chain of stimuli, feelings, expressed through a pattern of melody, rhythm, and beat, leading to positivity, and like other stimuli, which is processed by the brain, so will this. If you keep your door open, then either a thief or a sage both can enter from the door. When the mind is agitated, you can just sing a positive song or at least listen to it. Now it is clear that Sangeet should have bhava of supreme positivity. But how to express this bhava? It can be expressed through words and sur. Now we see that there are almost defined sounds which are evident for basic human expressions, like is for crying, ha 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 for laughing, means yes. So the entire universe has its innate sound. Any movement creates sound wave, audible or inaudible, but it exists. So Sadashiv broadly categorized these sounds into Saptaswara for ease of usage and ease of expression as musical notes. These ragas and raganis were created. In fact, all letters were created keeping in mind a particular sound wavelength it produces. So these ragas and raganis help in expression of bhava in such a way, through high and low notes, that particular expression is expressed in a way that it is pleasing to the ears. And since each raga has a pattern designed to depict particular kind of emotions, so it can be best expressed in the ragas. So ragas will act as a perfect channel, and bhava will give it expansive form and a positive direction. Then what is the role of rhythm? When mind is tending towards positivity, rhythm will make the ectoplasm of the cells of mind and body to vibrate in the same positive wavelength. So the entire individual being vibrates in supreme positivity. Now the question arises, do we have such songs existing which touches each phase and moods of human beings and gives it a positive direction? Yes, the answer is Prabhat Samgiita given by Sri Prabhat Ranjan Sarkar. It has 5,018 songs based on all emotions or rasas one can think of. It has songs for major occasions of life, birth, naming ceremony, birthday, marriage, death, for celebrations, New Year, Diwali, Holi, Vijayadashmi, for seasons, on nature's beauty, day, night, lullabies, for expansive themes of welfare and well-being of individual and collective, with themes like education, economic independence, rendering help to the needy, universalism. On Krishna and Shiva, on uplifting women's section, simply think of any state of mind or state or stage of life you are into and you have Prabhat Samgiita's song to express. 5,018. It channelizes your emotions and bathes you in ecstasy.
Prabhat Samgiita is a school of music composed by Sri Prabhat Ranjan Sarkar. He started this composition in the year 1982. There are a total of 5,018 songs. Samgeet means song, dance, and instrumental music. In the life of a spiritual aspirant, music plays a very important part. Lord Krishna also used music to attract his devotees. They rushed to wherever he was whenever they heard his music. Prabhat Ranjan Sarkar also composed this music for his devotees. Whenever they sing or listen to it, they feel the proximity of the Supreme Consciousness. It is a music which has been composed in 8 different languages of the world. It is the song of the new dawn.
Svapane khoj peyechinu, Svapan majhe lobesechi, Svapan majhe cena, shona, Sabi seje jene gechi. In a dream I have discovered, in but a dream I have cherished. Acquaintance that was but in a dream, I came to know about you in my dream. Prabhat Samgiita is a unique contribution to the world of music and covers the whole gamut of human life. These are the songs of new dawn that makes the end of darkness and inertia. It symbolizes hope and dynamism. It heralds the dawn of new era. The master lyricist conveys the message of new dawn, which is sure to come very soon. Every song has ring of optimism and imbued with a sense of divine and sublime grace. Namaskar.
For me, Prabhat Samgiita are a really beautiful treasure, that I've sort of feel lucky enough to discovered in my life. I think that they're sort of a cultural knowledge, that there's something as you learn your way into the culture of devotion and you understand, more and more what devotion is, then you really understand the Prabhat Samgiita, from the inside. And I think from the outside they can be very beautiful tunes and very lovely songs, but it's from the inside when you really understand what they are. They can just fill you with euphoria and bliss and happiness, and it's a treasure. It's a treasure to have, it's a treasure to sing, it's a treasure to hear other people sing them. And I think also the way Prabhat Samgiita express the sentiments of our journey as sadhakas, so many things that we experience, that we find in the journey of sadhana, of spiritual practice, are just expressed there so subtly and so beautifully. And it's also that sense of the supra-aesthetic science that we can talk about ideas, you can philosophize about ideas, but that only takes you so close to the goal. But when you feel the goal, in your sentiment, in a subtle way that that is just expressed through that creativity of the melody and the tune and the ideas, that's something that can take you so close to the goal. And it's something that's so beautiful, and something so lucky, and I really treasure them all, and treasure the people that are sharing Prabhat Samgiita and teaching it, and so that we can sing them together.
The best part is that it channelizes your emotions from utter negativity or simple positivity to supreme positivity. And that is why it is called Prabhat Samgiita, the songs of the new dawn. In Hindi you can say, Jo aapke jeevan mein savera laye. This aspect has been ignored by most musicians so far. In spite their songs having rich melody and rhythm, it is more feeling or propensity oriented, not power, expansive thought oriented. As a result of continuous repetition of such songs, the mind gets driven by such feeling and negatively impacts or agitates mind and nervous system. Yes, there are definitely few good devotional songs composed, but not much into draining each feeling into devotion. Devotion is basically all of one's emotions channelized towards the supreme positivity that is the Creator, but commonly the prevalent devotional songs presents God as a supernatural being, but not someone who's your nearest and dearest.
I have always loved the poetry that is Prabhat Samgiita. Baba is of course the supreme poet. I find it so stirring and beautiful. I love the images of nature that he uses. When keeping out shining behind the clouds, flowers and leaf fragrances, the lonely call of a peacock. All of this creates its own enchantment. But beyond this, I think what truly stirs the soul is the way Baba captures the innermost feelings of the devotee, the essence of your being, and translates this into Prabhat Samgiita. And the way he also infuses into these songs his own supreme love for the devotee. This can create a very powerful stir in your being. I like to think that in this way, through the words of Prabhat Samgiita, Baba is actually speaking directly to the devotee. He's establishing his connection with you, and in this very sweet way, he's preparing the mind for both wisdom and sadhana.
What I love the most about Prabhat Samgiita is the words. Just such a devotional and emotional words, and it really helps me express my feelings through music as well.
Prabhat Samgiita for me is remembering early in the morning, waking up when I was still little and hearing my parents sing it at DC. Tune is so simple, lyrics are sometimes not as simple. Meaning behind it is always so inspiring and uplifting. So to sing a Prabhat Samgiita is not very difficult. To understand it and understand the meaning behind it, and it's like it makes it extra special.
I just feel a lightness and happiness, even though I don't always know the meaning. I just like the sweet sounds and just feel blissful and happy. Even if I'm not actually singing the tune, just listening has the same uplifting effect. So yeah, I just like the feeling and the outcome that it has afterwards as well. So yeah, if ever I get a chance, I just like to listen and enjoy.
Prabhat Samgiita, even if you don't particularly love music, sort of because the language, Bengali language is so sweet, and the second, the meaning of all these Prabhat Samgiits are so powerful that you naturally drawn towards the music. As a kid, because I was born into my family, I've been singing these Prabhat Samgiits for as long as I can remember, and it's just the first thing that comes to mind is love and beauty, and then of course if you go deeper in the meaning, then obviously the devotion comes along as well. But yeah, the first couple of things is love and beautiful sort of love, and makes it really happy.
The devotional songs of Prabhat Samgiita revolves around love of the unit being for the Supreme Creator. When Supreme is your nearest and dearest, then it becomes easy to channelize emotions towards Him. Tumi amar dhyan. With continuous listening and practicing singing of Prabhat Samgiita, your nerves and mind become so strong and positive that no negative feelings can agitate it. Also, research says naming emotions helps in taming emotions. So in Prabhat Samgiita you have songs which names emotions. Lanchona klesh koto shoechi. So you make your mind realize that you are overpowered by such and such emotions or propensity. While doing so, the mind gets into a mode of identifying emotions rather than getting involved, and then draining of such emotions into positivity is done by the Prabhat Samgiita.
My first memory of Prabhat Samgiita is in 1986 when we went to Tiljala in Calcutta to see Baba for the very first time. At this time, Dada Priyo Shivananda, at that time we knew him as Prashanta Dada. He would give us daily classes in Prabhat Samgiita. The very first song I recall him teaching us was Tumaya mi nahi jane, tabo tumai balobashi. Means, I do not know you, yet I completely love you. That evening, we sang this Prabhat Samgiita for Baba during his evening field walk in Tiljala. It was such a beautiful experience. That's when I fell in love with Prabhat Samgiita. When I sing Prabhat Samgiita, I make it flow naturally. And when singing Prabhat Samgiita, I feel immense love and joy.
For me, the enduring beauty of Prabhat Sangeet is the meaning. Many of the songs are given in different languages, which we don't understand all of them, but we appreciate and enjoy the beauty of each language. And when we read the English translation, it creates that immediate bliss, because the meanings are also beautiful and set the tone for the rest of our spiritual practices. So Prabhat Sangeet followed by your Kirtan and Sadhana, and so that's the enduring and long-lasting or everlasting quality of Prabhat Sangeet. It will be with us forever.
It's hard to express my impression in words, because for me Prabhat Sangeet is exquisite and subtle. So I'll just sing a line. Tumi, hrdaye, asha, bhare, nilaye. So words are quite clumpy. It's hard to give that feeling, but it's amazing and I love them. They are just extraordinary.
Whenever I sing Prabhat Sangeet with a proper understanding, I feel immense joy. I feel Prabhat Sangeet brings a lot of happiness and joy. It also touches the very inner core of your being. I enjoy singing Prabhat Sangeet because I feel that if you listen to Prabhat Sangeet very carefully, you find that it symbolizes our ideology. I love to sing Prabhat Sangeet.
I first heard Prabhat Sangeet during a retreat in 1989 in the town in Brazil, Petrópolis. I was attending a retreat. Dada Nitya Satyananda was there and he played a few Prabhat Sangeet. And I was really inspired by the way he sang, very devotional, and I got really inspired by the way he sang. And later on, after I moved to Hawaii, we had a few Prabhat Sangeet retreats with Brother Hrdaye from San Francisco. And he really was patient with us, and he really inspired me even more to learn Prabhat Sangeet, and I really love it. To me, Prabhat Sangeet is like letters to the Lord. I really enjoy it.
My experience with Prabhat Sangeet, initially, I had a hard time adjusting with the melody because growing up, although I like music very much, I was exposed to Western, popular, and also sometimes rock and roll music, which is quite a different tune from the Indian melodies. But I always appreciated of course, the meaning of the songs. But I could not put the melody and the meaning together so that I felt completely inspired to sing it. And then one brother, the same brother, Hrdaye from Los Angeles, came back from India and passed through Los Angeles, California, where I was staying at the time. And he said that Baba composed 5 songs that all the Margis need to learn, compulsory songs. So from that point on, thanks to his instruction, I appreciate Prabhat Sangeet now, and I thank Baba also for changing that vibration so that I can appreciate his most beautiful music.
The scope of the song doesn't end there. When your mind is enthused with devotion, it takes you through various stages of it, the level up, the next level, till you reach the culmination. It also corrects auricular and ocular pathways by vibrating it in rhythm. Also, the richness of vocabulary helps in better expression of bhava, like it has usage of many inferential words like Vajra Kathor, Kusuma Korak, which gives the degree of being kathor or soft. These inferential words overcome the limitation of language to express subtle feelings. Prabhat Samgiita is majorly written in Bengali language, which follows Roman Sanskrit. The reason being that learning one language is easier than learning many languages, and the Bengali language is easier to learn and understand comparatively.
सभी आनंद मार्गी ये तो जानते ही हैं कि बाबा अंतर्यामी है, सर्व ज्ञाता है। मेरे साथ एक घटना है ऐसी। इमरजेंसी के बाद बहुत घर में बैठे बैठे मैं बच्चों से ऐसे ही बात कर रही थी कि रविंद्रनाथ टैगोर रविंद्र संगीत दिए तो उनको नोबेल प्राइज मिला। हम लोग के बाबा भी कुछ देते ऐसा ही। जस्ट उसके 1 महीने के बाद मैं सुनी कि देवघर में बाबा प्रभात संगीत देना शुरू किए हैं और मुझे तो बहुत खुशी हुई कि अरे ये कैसे हुआ कि मैं यहाँ बोली और वहाँ बाबा प्रभात संगीत देना शुरू कर दिए। फिर थोड़े दिन के बाद बाबा आनंद नगर आए। बहुत भीड़, वहाँ इतनी भीड़ थी ना, हजारों आदमी की भीड़, उसमें मैं भी खड़ी थी। गीता दीदी मुझे प्रभात संगीत का पहला संगीत बंधु है निये चलो सिखाई थी, वही मैं गा रही थी गेट के पास इधर खड़े होके। इतने में बाबा टहल रहे थे अपने क्वार्टर में और गेट के पास आके दादा लोग को बोले कि देखो तो रांची से बीना आई है क्या। तो गीता दीदी बोली कि देखिए बाबा आपको पुकार रहे हैं बीना दी, जाइए जाइए। मैं बोली कि नहीं, मैं तो कई सालों से इमरजेंसी के दौरान बाबा के पास गई भी नहीं, उनसे मुलाकात भी नहीं हुई है, तो वो तो मेरा नाम ही भूल गए होंगे। कुछ देर के बाद 2-4 बार टहलने के बाद फिर गेट के पास आके दादा लोग को बोले और दादा लोग बोलने लगे रांची से निर्मला चक्रवर्ती आई है क्या। तब तो मुझे भी लगा कि अरे ये तो मुझे ही पुकार रहे हैं। मैं तो एकदम कांपने लगी, आंखों से अश्रु धारा बहने लगी और मैं जल्दी जल्दी गेट के पास गई और बाबा को प्रणाम किया। बाबा ने मुझे पूछा, बीना, मैंने प्रभात संगीत जो दिया है वो तुम्हें कैसा लगा। बंगला में पूछे ऐसे कि आमी जे प्रभात संगीत दिएছি तुम्हार केमन लागलो। मैं तो कांप रही थी और रो रही थी, कुछ बोल नहीं पा रही थी, फिर भी रोते रोते बोली बाबा खूब भालो लेगेছে, बाबा खूब भालो लेगेছে। उसके बाद बाबा बोले जाओ प्रभात संगीत अब गाओ। के बाद से तो मेरे जीवन में प्रभात संगीत का आगमन हुआ और मैं खोज खोज के गाना सुनती थी और सीखती थी। कुछ दिनों के बाद बाबा अपने चिकित्सा के दौरान में रांची आए और वहाँ ऐसे ही प्रभात संगीत गाने वालों का ग्रुप था। तो मैं तो अपना घर का सब कुछ छोड़ के, बाल बच्चों को छोड़ के बाबा के क्वार्टर में ही दिन भर रहती थी और वहीं गाना सीखती थी और गाती रहती थी। बाबा सुने तो बोले कौन गा रहा है। तो दादा लोग बोले एक बीना दीदी हैं, वही यहाँ रहती हैं और गाती हैं। बाबा बोले कि तब उसको भी अपने ग्रुप में ले लो। उसके बाद तो मुझे इतनी खुशी हुई, 4-5 बार बाबा के रूम में जाके बाबा से गाना सीखते रहे और इतना अच्छा लगा प्रभात संगीत की। आज भी मैं रोज प्रभात संगीत के बिना रह ही नहीं सकती हूँ। रोज गुनगुनाती हूँ, सिखाती हूँ, गाती हूँ। यही और बहुत अच्छा है प्रभात संगीत।
Prabhat Samgiita attracts the younger generation too.
My name is Shreya and this is Tarak. My name is Bhairav. My name talk about Prabhat Samgiita. Prabhat Samgiita means Songs of the Dawn. My favourite song is Esho Esho and the Muhammadi Krishna. My favourite songs are the Shiva songs, and I didn't know that there are 5,000 songs. And my favourite song is Tiny Green Island and Babanamo Kevalamo. Prabhat likes Tiny Green Island and Babanamo Kevalamo.
I am benefiting by learning so many Prabhat Samgiita songs. This reflects the words of our dear Baba so eloquently. Please join us in this momentous quest to get closer to Baba through his words.
I wish that Prabhat Samgiita enlightens your life and makes it more melodious and rhythmic.
Namaskar.